Hey everybody, so here is just a quick little review as we go through. You're going to have a second day on graphing stuff from slope-intercept form, but I have some notes for you and then just want you to go through and make sure to ask questions from your neighbors if you have some, and have a great day. So we're going to go from slope-intercept form, and here's what we know. The y-intercept, I've got that in red here, and the y-intercept is always going to be right along this y line. So I look and I see right here it is, and in this case it's 1, 2, 3, 4. My y-intercept is -4. Okay, that's also at the point 0, -4, if you want to write it out as a point. And then slope, you can always just count that. Rise over run, y over x. So I see a nice point here. I see a perfect point here. So I'm going to go, my rise over run is 1, 2, 3, 4. And my run is to the right, so it stays positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But do I leave it that way? Nope. So 2/3 is my slope. So if I want to write that into slope-intercept form, it's really quite simple. I just plug in this 2/3 right here. My slope-intercept form is always y equals mx plus b. And then my intercept, my y-intercept at -4 is going to go right here. And then I go back in, and usually I just have it y equals blank x plus blank. And right here, because it's a -4, I can just write -4. If you wanted to write plus -4, totally cool. You can do that. Now, how does this help you? Well, you can write your slope-intercept form when you're given m the slope and b the y-intercept. So why do we use m and why do we use b? Well, m, here's your slope. And they use m because that's how you move from an original point. And the original point is your y-intercept. I'm just going to abbreviate that, and that's where you begin. And this is super duper helpful when you're graphing stuff. So let's try a couple of graphs. First one, it says that I have y equals 3x minus 4. So what is my slope, otherwise known as m? That's what I usually think of it. So m equals, look in here, your m is always attached to your x, so it's just 3. It is not 3x, it's just 3. And now I'm going to have to do some rising and some running. Well, 3, that doesn't give me a fraction, so I have to make it into a fraction. You can always make that into something over 1. And then I look back and say, okay, what's my y-intercept? That's right here. You always got to keep this sign with it. So it's -4. So I go over to my graph, and my y-intercept, that really means the point 0, -4. And so 0, -4 is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then from there, I'm going to do my slope. I'm going to move. So up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1, up 3, over 1. I could have gone down 3 and back 1. And then you just make sure, okay, positive slope, does this look like a positive slope? Yes, it does, so therefore I'm good. Then I'm just going to use my line tool because otherwise it'll look bad. You can use a ruler if you would like. There you go, you now have a line. Well, let's go over to this next one. At any time, if I'm talking too fast, why don't you stop the video, go through, do it yourself, and see if you've got it, and then press unpause so that I can run through it with you. All right? So let's start this one. Pause it, do it yourself, come back, make sure you did it right. All right, the slope is always connected to your x, so in this case it's 2/3. Hey, it's always already a fraction. That's super nice, so I don't have to put it over 1, anything like that. Then my y-intercept, that's when x equals 0. If I did 2/3 times 0 plus 6 would give me a y-intercept of 6. So I go, here's my graph. I start here. My y-intercept, that's the point 0, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. From there, I move with my slope. Up 2, over 3. Up 2, over 3. What if you run out of room? Well, then you just do -2, -3, because a negative and a negative, when you multiply them, makes a positive. So here we go, look, connect my dots. Fabulous. Let's keep going. How about this one? y equals 1/4 x minus 1. So my slope is always in front of my x. It's 1/4. My y-intercept, or my b, don't forget the minus, is -1. So I go -1, then rise over run, y over x. This from this point that I just made. Now I'm going to move from there up 1 to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And up 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go down 1 and back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I just grab my line tool. Zoom. Got it. All right, next one. Y equals -x plus 2. Try it on your own, pause it, and then come back to me. Man alive, y equals -x. Well, there's no number there, but it's not 0. What does that mean? I can put a 1 there. So my slope is -1. But I don't just leave it as -1. I'm going to write it as -1 over 1. Good. And then here you go. My y-intercept is +2. So that really means 0, 2, which is right here. Then I go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. Or I could go up 1, left 1. I grab my line tool, and away I go. Now, make sure that you're paying attention because it was a negative slope. So you should be able to look at it and say, oh, hey, that's negative, or, oh, dang, what I drew was positive, so I must have done something wrong. Let's try 2 last ones. These are special case ones. Let's see. Here are my special cases. Y equals 3 and x equals -2. Y equals 2, y equals 3. I don't even see any x's in there. Where did they go? Because I know it should look like this. Y equals something, x plus something. Well, there isn't an x, so what must have been there? Yeah, a 0 makes that go away. Then it's +3. So after that, I look and think, okay, 0 slope. So my slope is 0. My y-intercept is 3. What does a 0 slope look like? All right, let's start there. So I start at 3, and a slope of 0 looks like this. So y equals lines will always be horizontal. Then look over here. My slope, x equals -2. Well, if y equals 3 is this way, then an x equals is going to be, the exact opposite. So I'm just going to find -2. Need to move that over a little bit. There you go. So this one, because y equals is this way, x equals is going to be perpendicular. Every point on here has an x value of -2. So like this is -2, 0, -2, 2, -2, 4. Everywhere on this, the x value is equal to -2. So hopefully that is helpful. You're going to go through and you're going to do several on your own. Let's see what this says. Work for a little while and then we'll come back. No, we won't come back together today. So you're just going to go work for a little while. Both sides of the worksheet are due tomorrow. If you have any questions, please make sure that you are asking your neighbors. See you tomorrow.